Danny Flexen for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by Luke Campbell. Luke, how you doing? You got a castle of some sort behind you.
Yeah, it's a Lego castle, yeah.
I like
London
it.
Bridge.
Very nice. How you been getting on? Obviously, you've not got an exact fight date, but you know it's going to be in November against Ryan Garcia for
Yeah.
the WBC interim title. So, what sort of stage are you at in terms of training?
Um we're always training anyhow. So I'm fit now. I'm strong. So it's just about getting the official date and just prepping towards that really. But there's a fine line of training um too hard too early. So, at the moment we're practicing drill work, technique, and practicing things like that, but also still staying relatively fit. And then when we know the official date, then we can put our foot on the gas.
How much of a relief is it for you that finally the fight has been agreed? No need to go to purse bids. You know it's going to be on the zone in November. You're just waiting for the date. So it must be a relief having been out the ring for so long.
Yeah, exactly. It's just great to know that I'm getting back out there and competing at the top level.
What are the kind of details apart from the date that still need to be ironed out? Is it just that? Is it the venue as well? I guess, are you waiting to see if fans are allowed in?
Yeah, I mean the deal at the moment, the deal's being done with no fans. We are still waiting on official date. We've got a date in mind, but we're still waiting on official date because it can change. And same with venues as well. We have a rough idea, but again, anything like that can change. But that they're all hit and miss for the time being. We don't concentrate on where the venue is. We know it's in America. We know it's going to be on the West Coast. So, that's the main thing.
I guess that doesn't phase you so much having already fought Linares on his home turf, but do you worry about the decision side of it because you felt hard done by against Linares?
Yeah. Do you know what? As long as I go in there and give 100%, the decision will be what it'll be. And with the fans watching and stuff like that, it'll be what it'll be. I'm very confident in myself, in my ability, um, to go over there and leave no discretion up to the judges.
He seems to have decided to start the mind games, if that's what you want to call them, early. He's been quite vocal on social media. The most recent thing being about your fight with Lomachenko, accusing you of being happy to lose, I think was how he put it in his post. What did you make of that? And did you think it was largely unnecessary?
I hadn't really seen that, but if you look at all my interviews after that fight, every single interview would have known how sad and down I was after the fight, and like everybody's saying, "Oh, you should be happy in yourself with what you've gone in there and done. No one expected that." But every interview, I was always down and sad about it. But listen, he can say and do what he wants. It's not going to change the fact that when he gets in the ring with me, I'm going to punish him for all the shit he talks anyhow.
And then you look at someone like Devin Haney, he's the WBC champion, so presumably the winner of you and Garcia will end up facing him. He's chipped in as well, saying he feels Garcia beats you fairly easily, and that every time you've stepped up, you've been defeated, which again seems unnecessary given he's not involved in the fight.
Well, it's funny to say that. None of them's ever stepped up. As Devin Haney might do all the talking, he's never stepped up and fought anyone. And neither has Garcia. He's never stepped up. He's been happy to go in there and fight guys with a losing record. Um, so it's like I said, what people say and what people do are two completely different things. I'm not interested in the all the little school playground arguments. What these little kids like to do. Keep talking. That's fine. No, I'll go in the ring and do what I'm going to do.
Do you think from Garcia's perspective, he's just heaping more pressure on himself?
Probably, yeah. because he's doing all the talking, so he's putting all the pressure on himself. So, but I'm never really bothered with all that. They've got to where they have got in the sport by fighting guys that are no ones, and talking a good game, and yet still to deliver.
Does it surprise you in a way that you haven't had an easy route in the same way they have? Because you came with an Olympic gold medal at the London Olympics as well, great publicity profile, but you've taken quite a tough route.
Probably because I don't chat shit like them. They talk a lot, and they chat a load of shit, and I guess that's what sells, and that's what gets you higher up the ranks.
Maybe more so in the US, I'm not sure. I mean, over here, you had Joshua obviously came out the same Olympics as you as a heavyweight, and he won the gold on the last day of the Olympics as well. I think those little
Yeah.
things can sometimes have a big impact.
I mean, listen, heavyweights to the rest of the boxing is two completely different things. Yeah, there's heavyweight boxing, and then there's boxing. There's no comparison there.
And trash talk aside, what do you make of Ryan Garcia as a fighter? We know he hasn't stepped up against elite competition yet, but from the eye test, if you like, what do you make of him?
I guess nothing. His mouth does more talking than his boxing.
Anything that impresses you about him?
No. I mean, listen, you can see he's got speed and he carries power. But when you're fighting guys at top level, anyhow, they've all got it. They've all got speed, power, durability, skill. They've all got it at top level anyhow. So it doesn't make the slightest bit of difference to me.
He's had some disputes with his promotional team not too long ago at Golden Boy, and now we've seen Canelo, who's a stablemate of Garcia, having issues with Golden Boy. Do you think all that serves as a bit of a distraction? I mean, not for Canelo because he's not going to fight probably this year, but for Garcia.
Yeah, I don't really know. It's a difficult one. It's one of them. I can't comment what I don't know. So I mean, obviously, I've seen the news, and it's like suing them for damages up to 280 million is a hell of a lot of money. So I'm not really sure what the story is there.
Is it a help for you that building up to this big fight, you've also got Lawrence Okoli in the same gym, who's building up to a world title fight of his own around the same time? I think his will probably be a few weeks later than yours.
I mean, it's always good to have the lads in the gym, and they've got fights coming up as well because everybody's focused, everybody's training hard, and you all push each other on.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Billum-Smith's obviously coming off a really good win as well.
Yeah, exactly. So it's great to be in the gym with all these lads, and they're all hungry, and we're all training hard and training to win.
What's the addition of Anthony Fowler brought to the gym, aside from CBD oil, presumably?
Yeah, no, Fowler's a great guy. I've known Fowler for years through GB camps and tournaments, and Fowler trains hard, works hard, and he's a good character. He's a funny guy, and is a good addition to the gym.
And we know that Shane suffered a bereavement before you fought one of your biggest fights previously. We know from a post from his dad on social media recently that the family have suffered another loss, and we send our condolences to them, of course. How's it been with Shane, though? Because he's known for always sticking rigidly focused regardless of what's going on outside the gym.
He's a professional. He is a professional, and he's there for his fighters for what they need.
What do you think has changed about you since you joined Shane? Because it's been quite a while now. I think the improvements are clear for most people to see, but what do you see within yourself that's improved?
Just the maturity in boxing, my strength, punch power, never been hit harder, boxing ability, the way I approach training, everything really.
With all the lockdown restrictions and the stuff that's going on at the moment, has it been more difficult than normal to get sparring partners in, or are you not at that stage yet?
Yeah, I mean we've been sparring every week really. Um, it's not my job. Shane sorts all that out, so I guess it's up to him. Um, who we can get and brings in. He takes care of all that for us.
Having spent so long at home while lockdown was going on, did you find it difficult to go back to the gym? Not so much getting back into the training because you're a consummate professional, but being away from your young family, having gotten used to being around them again.
Listen, my time home with my family during lockdown was awesome. I loved it. But I've still got a career. I've still got goals I need to hit. So it is a big sacrifice for me leaving my family every week and going out and training. But it's a sacrifice that I have to do.
Do you ever think about kind of other people who just do a standard 9 to 5? Do you ever yearn for that and think, I could go home, be in the same bed every night, see my family every night? Or is boxing that it kind of consumes you so much you don't really consider it?
Well, I've never really considered anything else. I've been doing boxing for 20 odd years now, and I've that's all I've ever done. So I don't really know anything else, to be honest with you. And traveling has been involved in boxing from day one. So it's something that I guess I'm accustomed to. But it's a small sacrifice I have to pay for great things.
And just before we let you go, we know your focus is almost entirely on the Garcia fight in November, but assuming you come through that, is it Haney that you want next? Is there another fight that you're targeting? Have you thought about longer term goals?
Yeah, Haney next. Whoever the top fighters are, I just want to be involved in the biggest, exciting fights there is.
And we've heard that Loma Lopez has been finalised now on free
Yeah,
TV in the States. I don't know who's going to show it over here yet, but what do you make of that being available for free in the US? And how excited are you as a fan about that fight?
yeah, no, I think that's a fantastic fight. You've got a young champion, and even like Lemachenko, regardless of his age, he's still a young champion in the professional. He hasn't had many fights as a professional, and he's we all know what he's achieved. But yeah, I think it's a fantastic fight. Um, I'm looking forward to watching it.
Great stuff. Well, really appreciate your time. Looking forward to the fight and when a date gets announced. And maybe we'll get to have another chat before the fight itself.
Brill, thank you.
Cheers, mate. You take care.
Nice
Enjoy your
one. See
weekend.
you later. You too.
All right. Bye bye.
Cheers. Bye bye.